Taurus Rising, this is your February 2024 astrology report. Topics this month we're going to be discussing are the lunations, the sun, our personal planets being Mars, Venus, and Mercury, the transits they are making, and the houses and how they are affecting you. On February 9, there is a new moon in Aquarius, and this is your 10th house, Taurus Rising. So a new moon. Lunations are all about our feelings and our emotional landscapes. So when you have a new moon here, something is ticking your proverbial emotional boxes in regards to an employment situation, a job, how you're seen in the world, your social status and success. So something new might be offered to you or put on the table that makes you feel as if you can grow with it. It's going to be successful. It's not a waste of your time. And this is something that's going to grow in the future. So if you have an offer that comes across the table, or you hear some news about an opportunity that's going to boost your reputation in the world and how you're seen, take it. It looks very lucrative for you, Taurus Rising. On February 24, there is a full moon in Virgo, and this is your 5th house. So your 5th house has the significators and the topics of investments, risk, gambling, athletics, sports, creativity, children, joy and pleasure. So a full moon, the culmination pinnacle point in Virgo, looks almost as if you're clearing the proverbial terrain in regards to your heart chakra on what it is that makes you feel joy, what makes you feel bliss. You could have a relationship that's now flourishing, or you may want to move away from a relationship because the full moon is obvious, it's loud, and it's hard to ignore. And it being in an emotional landscape here for you, Taurus Rising, you could be aware that something has had its moment in the spotlight here, and whether you're going to clear and purify something from your life or anchor into something that almost brings a feeling of bliss to yourself moving forward in the future. Our luminary, the sun, has been transiting Taurus Rising in your 10th house. So for the last few weeks, and you will continue for a few weeks more in February, this is highlighting what you're interested or communicating with others about, or you're very aware about, how you're seen in the world, your public reputation, employment, career, and also your status. So this is going to change on the 18th of February because the sun is going to ingress into the sign of Pisces, and this is your 11th house of alliances that are helpful to you, collaborations and groups that you are interacted with, friendships, and even your dreams and goals for the future. Saturn and Neptune are also currently transiting in Pisces. So when this happens for 4 weeks for you, Taurus Rising, this house is lit up to see what alliances are helpful to you and what are dragging you down or holding you back. So friendships, people that you normally have some sort of meeting of mind with might seem a little bit distant or not available, and you're aware that maybe some alliances may need to be cut. They're not helpful to you, or friendships aren't helpful, or even your goals and dreams just don't seem to be really in line with you anymore, because Saturn and Neptune are really going to highlight what's real and what's not for you. Your personal planet Venus has been transiting Capricorn, your 9th house of long distance travel, foreign and international correspondence, your higher education, your spiritual beliefs, legalities, and what brings you joy. So this continues, and on the 7th, Venus is trining Uranus in Taurus in your 1st house. So you may be getting a return from investments offshores. You may be seeing a lot of harmony, great relationships being developed with you and other people when it comes to collaborating with foreign cultures, foreign people, really immersing yourself in a different environment altogether that seems to be in flow with you, and you're enjoying this when it comes to this transit on the 7th. On the 13th, Venus is sextiling Neptune in Pisces, your 11th house. So helpful alliances, friendships, people that you are connected with seem to be quite in flow. Things seem to be going along and tracking along quite beautifully when it comes to you and other people and how you connect on a deep level. On the 16th, we see Venus now ingressing into Aquarius, which is your 10th house, and at the same time conjuncts planet Pluto, which has just arrived here in your 10th house for a 20-year stay. This is significant when a planet makes an ingress into a different sign because different subjects and topics are highlighted. And for you, this is all about how you're seen in the world, your social status, career, employment, and what you do that brings you a sense of authority and what makes you feel like you're helping our humanity in a broader sense because you're bringing service to the world and you're known for it. So when you have this Venus conjuncting Pluto, this looks like a fantastic reset for helpful people, partnerships that are going to be very lucrative for you in the future regarding those 10th house topics. And this is a new cycle that is going to start that you're aware of. Money is now important to you in finances, self-worth, self-value. So you may be clearing the decks when it comes to what you do professionally or how you're seen. You may need to do a revamp here, or you may just be getting down into the nitty-gritty of transforming how it is that you're operating in the world. On the 22nd, Venus is conjuncting Mars in Aquarius, your 10th house. So when we have the two opposites in the sky being Venus and Mars coming together in a conjunction in your 10th house, this looks great for a reset in regards to you and other people, what it is that drives you, and the people that are in harmony with you. And if there is a bit of a contention, this is the moment where you may be aware of things that you need to cut away and remove from your space, even remove something from your work or employment situation that isn't in line anymore, and you want to restart something new that you're really passionate about, and it's going to enhance that self-value and self-worth aspects of your experience. On the 24th, Venus is squaring Jupiter in Taurus, your first house. So you and what you do in the world, your responsibilities. So when you have a square aspect, there's tension here. It's like, is it good for my health and body? Do I feel vital? Do I feel like it's ticking my boxes in regards to I'm leaping out of bed and I'm going for it? Or is there something here that makes you feel less than in regards to how you're valued or how you're seen? And this is just a moment where you have a checking in point on what it is that makes you feel in flow and in harmony in regards to yourself and the outside world. Mars has been transiting in Capricorn, your 9th house. So Mars here, which continues to do so as we move into February, keeps you chugging along where you have a lot of movement and action, and you're really driven to experience the world on a larger scope, learning new languages, collaborating with other people, looking at your spiritual beliefs. Are you cutting away things, or are you embarking in a new way of thinking that is more in line with you? There could be also contention in regards with legal contracts or agreements that you have been committed to. It might be the end of something like that for you, Taurus Rising, or you may be starting something that is very personal to you and you're quite driven to learn something new, to expand your worldly horizons when you have Mars transiting your 9th house. On the 7th of February, Mars in Capricorn is going to sextile Neptune in Pisces, your 11th house. So this is where you can see, you can be drawing on a lot of wisdom from other people, friendships or groups that you are involved with. That's going to make you feel like you've got like a higher spiritual connection in regards to other people, culture, learning something that's beneficial to you. And this looks great for seeing a professional endeavor come to fruition in regards to education that's going to help your future self. On the 13th, Mars is ingressing into Aquarius, your 10th house, conjuncting Pluto. And this is significant because we have Mars, a very powerful planet, conjuncting Pluto, a very powerful planet. No less in your 10th house of your public space, how you're seen and known in the world, professional pursuits, your goals and aspirations and career. So this is where you may be cutting ties, removing yourself from people or environments in regards to your work or your professional pursuits that aren't really in line with you anymore. Could be some arguments or conflicts with other people, or you may be just aware that it's time to reset and move in a different direction when it comes to what you want to be known for in the world, or what ticks your boxes in regards to this is what I want to do moving forward. On the 27th, Mars is squaring Jupiter in Taurus, your first house. So again, your first house and your 10th house, what you're doing and how it's personally affecting you. So this aspect looks very much like trouble getting out of bed. I'm not looking forward to going to work, just feeling, oh, I really don't want to do this. So give yourself some time here. It's only a passing transit, but you may be aware on the 27th that something needs to change or shake, or you're very inspired to get something out into the world or do something out in the public space that is passionate and going to give you a sense of adventure and just a lot of drive. So it's a tricky, it could go either way. It's a double-edged sword here with that Mars squaring Jupiter in your first house from your 10th. Mercury has also been transiting Capricorn, your 9th house. So this is where you're really thinking big and possibly spending a lot of money in regards to higher education, international travel, a lot of excitement, a lot of mental stimulation going on with those 9th house topics. And on the 5th of February, Mercury is going to ingress into Aquarius, your 10th house, conjuncting Pluto. This is your light bulb moment of what's working and what is not. There's communication here in regards to your career or how others are seeing you. There might be information coming in that is helpful, that's going to set you in a new trajectory for the next 20 years, because Pluto now in your 10th house is a 20-year transit. So you may be very aware of people coming in that are helpful to you, or finances as well that really, are they helpful to your career or are they to your detriment? So you could have this on your mind, and this is where you need to think big, Taurus rising. You're worth it, and whatever you're putting all your heart, soul and energy into is going to need a moment so you can really establish some certain footing and go forward confidently. But there is a moment of checking in with what feels in line intellectually with you. Does it feel organic or does it not? On the 10th, Mercury is squaring Jupiter in Taurus, your first house. So again, that square aspect, it's like you versus others, or you struggling with communicating with other people, or trouble with paperwork on a professional space, or employment, even how you're seen. There could be a bit of a skew communication. It's not real. That's not right. That's not me. So this is a very tricky transit when you have Mercury squaring Jupiter in your first house. On the 16th, Mercury is squaring Uranus in Taurus, your first house. So this is where you have that stop-start feeling. It's almost as if you want to break through, you want to change something with your personal identity in regards to how you're seen in the world and your social standing. But it's almost as if it's hard to get traction or get that breakthrough that you feel organically needs to happen. And there also could be a lot of contention in regards to finances and getting some finances back from people in regards to your career and outside world and people that have been connected with you in the 10th house space. Cosmic Girl 101 signing off now. I hope you have a blessed February of 2024, and I will see you next month.